Tonight, from GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, it's a special prime time edition of the NFL.
Here's the Spring League star, Jake Bates, to get us started.
And into a sea of red, we're underway in Kansas City.
Mecole Hardman to return it from his end zone. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
First carry for Samaje Perine. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness. He's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. So the completion gets him just a yard. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it could turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
5 yards, and that means they come up short as they're going to have to punt here on the opening drive.
On 4th down, Matt Araiza sent on to punt.
Back deep, Khalif Raymond. Call that a 46-yard punt with a net of 40 on the 6-yard return. And the Lions will take over.
Goff and this Lions offense set for a 1st and 10.
At their own 27. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
Oh, his first throw of the game going to be intercepted.
Oh, this is a great play right here by a very versatile linebacker. It's a zone defense, so he's responsible for one area of the field. And Brandon, I don't think the quarterback ever saw it. Or if he did, he saw him too late because he snuck into a great position there to pick that one off.
And that one going to be off target and incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10.
Throwing now is Mahomes. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. And he is out of bounds inside the 30.
They'll come up now 3rd and 3.
Mahomes going to throw.
He'll get this into the hands of the rookie from Texas. And he will have a Chiefs first down as they convert on 3rd and 3 with a nice gain of 7 yards.
Mahomes now to throw. That'll be caught by Rice. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
2nd down and a little more than a yard here.
To throw, it's Mahomes.
Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Again, they'll throw with Mahomes. And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line.
Flying in for that sack, Aiden Hutchinson.
So on 4th down, Mahomes off, Harrison Butker on for the Chiefs field goal. This will be a 37-yard attempt. Butker's kick here is good, and the Chiefs are out to a 3-0 lead.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, That's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
Back onto the field come the Lions for their second overall drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
From the gun, Gibbs will get it.
And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Gone. Now the pressure comes, and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long. Goff now looking to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. Here comes the Lions punter now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And where did this one go out? Now they'll start with good field position, 45-yard line. The Chiefs ready to rock again on offense. They've shown very little offensively to this point. Well, neither team has, really. And they come up here now, 1st down.
Pacheco gets it up the gut.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Now here's Mahomes.
That one caught by Rice.
And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Here's Mahomes to throw. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. 10 more there and another 1st down.
Nice little nifty play for him there. Yeah, that's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backs out of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got everybody cover. Oh, he just snuck out there, and they just got a nice 1st down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? They were able to do that there. Nice pickup on 1st down. They'll send a receiver in motion left. Mahomes taps this forward. It's a jet sweep. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. So retract the yardage and retract the touchdown.
And retract the chunk play. Big strike there to get the touchdown. Now they've got to take it back and see if they've got another one still in their arsenal.
On 2nd down, Pirine.
And a pretty good run as he'll get this down close to a 1st at the Lions' 13-yard line.
3rd and 3.
Looking to throw is Mahomes.
He's got his target. That's complete. And the Chiefs are going to have 1st and goal coming up as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 2.
Now Mahomes. His pass caught at the 4. Nice job defensively to hold him to 4, and now it's 2nd and goal.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
Pirine.
And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1. Calling a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play.
And that's caught. It's Kelsey. Touchdown, Kansas City. A 1-yard touchdown pass as his guys are able to extend their lead. No surprise there, 3rd and goal down here. That's where they're going to look for their tight end.
Yeah, you want that big guy running his routes because it doesn't matter who they cover him with. If it's another big guy, he might use his bulk against him. If it's a shorter defender, he might go over the top. Either way, you tend to find a little bit of a mismatch in that area.
So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. What I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
And now the throw here is incomplete, and with that, we come to the end of the 1st quarter of play. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. Out of the gun, Goff steps away to his left.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. That good for 19 yards as they pick up the conversion on 3rd.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on 3rd down, and they keep the drive going.
And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
From the gun, here's Goff. Flush to his right. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
They made a nice effort to stick him with a loss for that play, but it's going to take more than that to keep him from advancing the ball. Should be an entertaining battle anytime he tucks and runs over the 2nd half of this contest.
Play action. It's Goff.
He'll let this go deep for St. Brown.
That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
They've had multiple opportunities on offense and still haven't scored any points. Felt like they wanted to loosen things up, throw it downfield, and see if maybe they could get a big play and a quick strike.
Able to hook up with Williams here on the out route.
And they'll get this across the midfield stripe, but still winding up short of the 1st down. So the completion good for 7 there. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. They go ahead and snap it. Goff escaping the pressure right. And he's got the 1st before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. Give them credit. They knew what they wanted to dial up on 4th. They executed it for 9 yards, and the offense stays out there.
So the 4th down conversion has him inside the 40 now, 1st and 10.
Now a play fake, and it's Goff. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose.
Bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
That was not a real confident throw right there, and he's just 2 of 7 to start the game. Now he's going to have to find a groove with a big 3rd down coming up. Let's see if his confidence can increase.
That's caught. It's Sam Laporta.
19 yards is the pickup there, but even with that, they're well short. It's 4th down.
On 4th down, on is Jake Bates for the Lions field goal.
From the left hash, this from 53 yards out.
Bates' kick is good.
And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3.
So that kick gives them their first points of the game, CD, and it comes on the 3rd drive, but hopefully for them that's a spark that gets that offense going.
Yeah, and I would say if you're the offensive play caller, as you look at your sheet, you're trying to find that part on there that unlocks bigger points. They've struggled with a few drives so far, finally got 3 out of it. How do you find the end zone? That's what he's searching for now.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other. They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Ball spotted at the 45. Here's 2nd and 6.
Back to throw. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down.
Aiden Hutchinson.
That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. Gonna need better protection here. 3rd and long following the sack from Mahomes and company. Now back to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
Here's Matt Araiza now.
Taking it about the 16. Able to power through. It's a 45-yard punt, 6 yards on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
They'll fake the give. Now Goff.
Oh, a short pass here taken in by Laporta.
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately because if you let that big guy get ahead of steam up, boy, then you got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on 1st down.
On 2nd down, here's Gibbs.
And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. The completion on 1st didn't get much, and now the run on 2nd doesn't get a whole lot either.
Well, if you're a good play caller, you've already looked ahead and anticipated this type of situation. Already down in his play sheet, trying to dial up a big 3rd down play.
And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. This offense converted once on 4th down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more. They'll roll him out right. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down.
I am willing to bet that he got a monster grin on his face when he saw what was happening. Man coverage was so committed to denying a big throw that it pulled attention away from him, and he had an easy lane to hit, and hit it he did.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
Well, this defense is going to have to finish the job. There's still a 2nd half that they have to play. But so far, an absolute total effort. They've disrupted the passing game, stressed the pocket for the quarterback. They forced him into errant throws. Everything they're doing has been executed well.
And he couldn't get that one to his man. Short of him, it's low and incomplete.
The Lions on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10.
Now back to the ground. Here's Gibbs.
It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll bring up a 4th down.
That was a good forceful run, and it demonstrates why you've got to put your body on a runner when you're trying to tackle him. If you just go in there and just try and get him down with arm tackles, usually doesn't work very well, and we saw in that play, he'll run right through those attempted plays.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down. Our score 10-3 with 2 minutes remaining in quarter number 2. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Back to throw, Goff. Oh, he finds his running back who snuck right down the middle of the field. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts.
So as they talk it over, we step aside.
A chance now to get even before the break as they come up 1st and goal.
They'll run with Gibbs.
And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here. So it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to Arrowhead. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
Montgomery is in for a Lions touchdown.
Did my eyes deceive me, or was that an eye formation play that was just run there for a touchdown?
A little old school eye.
How about that? Was that a fullback, tailback, running it into the end zone?
Well, that's what that fullback's for, right? That's why you use that. Let him pave the way.
Oh, without a doubt. He's an extra blocker, and he did his job well on that play.
So unable to throw it in for 2 from the 2. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a 2-point conversion as far as how you're defending it?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst, and if they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
Mahomes now on 1st down. It's Kelsey on the ground.
And he's going to be knocked down hard at the end of that one.
A good down to possibly take a shot, and in fact, they'll come up with an empty backfield on 2nd and inches. Now a throw here to his running back. Still fighting. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That one good for 12 yards in a Kansas City first. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half.
Mahomes' throw here complete to Kelsey.
And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. On 1st down, Mahomes. He finds his man complete. It's Rice. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
2 yards to go, 2nd down.
Back to throw again. Eluding the pressure right. Hits his running back, Pirine.
And he's going to be taken down, but there's a penalty flag in the backfield. Is this a hold, or did they rough the quarterback? Well, Charles, sometimes we talk about the lengths officials sometimes go to protect star quarterbacks, but that was tough to argue against.
Yeah, and I'm sure that everyone's going to say, hey, we're going to administer the penalty the same way for all quarterbacks. But when it's a star back there, even more so are they going to be diligent about throwing the flag.
3 yards is the gain that time, 2nd and goal. And again, it's Mahomes. And it's caught. Touchdown.
Noah Gray
from 4 yards out.
And the Chiefs will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
And that lead is now 7 with a chance to go to 8 or more if they want to get crazy here, which we don't expect. But I just know the way the game's being played with the analytics, there's going to be a lot more going for 2 in a lot of situations, isn't there?
Yeah, there's going to be. And I think their focus here, they don't want to give up anything going into the lockers on the other, and just a little bit of time left on the clock.
Yeah, they don't want to do anything to erase the good feeling they have right now by getting this late score in the half.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So holding will scratch off some of that return.
And I know fans get frustrated when they see penalties of this sort on kick returns, but it is difficult to do it right against these moving targets at full speed. Hard to do.
He'll let this go deep for St. Brown.
And that is it.
Some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
A little short pass here taken in by Laporta.
That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. The Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1.
2 yards still to go. 3rd down now.
This time they stay on the ground. And he's going to have a 1st down, but not sure it'll matter as the clock will continue to run. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks. So we have reached halftime here in what's an 8-point game. As we send you down to an abbreviated halftime show as we get rolling to quarter 3. It'll be Lions football to start the second half, and they trail here as we get back underway on EA Sports.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. And the Lions getting set to go on offense to start the 3rd. They do trail, but they have a chance to possess the football first to try and do something about it.
And that certainly makes it something of an important drive for them because is it going to win the game? No, but you have to do something to bring some life to your sideline.
The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
But based on the play we just saw there, he might not be the guy you want to challenge in coverage on these all-important snaps. He certainly looks dialed in right now.
On 2nd down, Montgomery. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
That's the kind of run that gets everyone excited on offense. And, you know, oftentimes the guys who carry the ball are the ones in the huddle doing the chirping. Right now, I think it's the offensive line telling them, run it again. We are right there about to break a big one.
And this will wind up a Lions 1st down as good running gets him to about the 44.
Obviously an important run to avoid the 3 and out on your own side of the field.
Shows a lot of faith in that offensive unit, doesn't it? That you want to run the ball in that situation. Pick up the 1st down. Also helps out your defensive guys a little bit too. Allows them to get at least one more series of downs in order to get some rest. At this point in the game and the situation they're in, partner, these incompletions that we're seeing, they need to turn into positive snaps and soon.
Now gone. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down.
On 3rd down, here's Gibbs. And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43.
1st down Lions on a pickup of 13.
So that's what that elbow in my ribs was all about. You thought they were going to throw the ball as well.
Absolutely. I think everybody thought they were throwing the football. Caught him off guard.
Yeah, I'm telling you, when you have the courage to make that type of a play call, a lot of times you actually get rewarded.
And this a leaping effort, but it's knocked away and incomplete. Now a 2nd and 10.
Now gone. Flushed out right. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. Now a battle for the football. It's caught. It's a touchdown.
Jahmyr Gibbs, 43 yards. And the Lions have come back to make it a 2-point game.
And he shows some mobility there, getting outside the tackles, moving to the right, making a nice play.
He had the whole field in front of him and was able to actually throw it about where he was looking, right? He said he moved to the right, had his vision there, and put a nice pass into the end zone for a touchdown.
And he will get into the end zone again, and he seems to have a nose for it as he gets both the touchdown and the 2-point conversion. Nothing separating these two teams on the scoreboard as the kick's away here.
And he'll wisely just take a knee here, and this ball will come out to the 30-yard line.
So here's the Chiefs offense ready for their first reps in half number 2.
After that last touchdown we just saw, Charles, we got ourselves a brand new ball game, all tied here in the third as they have their first possession of this second half.
And Brandon, this drive is all about one word to me, and that's the word answer, because they're trying to answer the momentum the other offense picked up in tying the game, because not only if they score and they feel better about themselves, they'll retake the lead and maybe set the tone for the rest of the half, keeping them in the driver's seat.
And it'll be incomplete. Good job staying with him defensively. And it'll bring up second down. Headed straight, it's Pacheco.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
Well, backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first.
Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. Being chased out left. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. 27 yards there on a very nice 3rd down conversion. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Forced out to his left. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
They run it with Pacheco from the gun.
And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. They'll look to throw here. He'll get this out to his running back, Pirine. And they'll bring him down 1 yard shy after a pickup of 4.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks.
Well, Brandon, anything beyond 50, you start rolling the dice a bit. And once you get up around 57, 58 yards, the chances of making it go down dramatically. And sure enough, this one winds up no good.
To Montgomery to begin the drive. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a first.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Here's Gone. That is caught. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down.
So he turned to a trusted, familiar face in that 3rd down situation. It paid off.
Yeah, you go to your veteran receiver in that spot, so you can't underestimate him when he's on the field. Defensively, make sure you know where he is because he understands how to get open in key situations.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Out of the gun, they'll give to Gibbs. And some determined running there as he'll pick his way down to the 12-yard line. 43 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at him and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense. And on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. Goff on first down.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down. Gibbs straight ahead. And able to get him inside the 5 here, just inside the 5 to about the 4. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
Third and 2, Goff. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. The Kansas City defense tough to throw on there, and now it's 4th down.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one. Able to convert on 4th to bring up 1st and goal. That's a big 3 yards right there. They'll run with Montgomery. And this time he is in.
Yes.
David Montgomery with his 2nd touchdown of the night.
And the Lions have scored again in this 3rd quarter. This time to move out in front.
Extra point right down the middle. And they will take a 7-point lead. A 10-play drive that time.
And it was David Montgomery's touchdown run that polished it all off.
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away.
And no thought of bringing this one out. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll begin the drive at the 30. KC's offense ready to take over.
Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Well, that flag puts them on their heels a little bit more defensively as the officials walk it upfield.
Yeah, and they can blame the officials all they want, but bottom line, it's their own fault because, to me, that was an avoidable call. Stay focused and avoid major mistakes like that.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Pacheco gets it again on 2nd down.
And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. But the converse is, though, you've got to win those one-on-one blocks. And when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete, but the contact is going to move the ball well downfield. Well, he was just trying to contain DeAndre Hopkins, and he got a little too close.
And because of his ability to line up in different spots on the field and come at you from different angles, different guys have to cover him, and all of them have the same issue. How do you do it without interfering? In this case, it didn't get done.
It'll go down as a gain of 6. And that will bring up second down.
Timing is so important on a route like this because he's going to line up out right, then cut straight across the field. I think the ball might have come out a count or two too late because by the time he was able to secure it, not much of a chance to turn it upfield.
A run by Pacheco on second down.
And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal. He'll look to throw. And he wisely will throw that one away.
Great coverage down in the end zone. He's scanning the field, looking. No one ever came open. So in the end, he makes the best decision and just fires it over the end line.
And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown.
Isaiah Pacheco
taking it in from 7 yards away.
And the Chiefs are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th.
Butker now to add the extra point. And no sweat. He puts it through, and we are tied here in the 4th. That time a 6-play drive. And in the end, it's capped off by a 7-yard run.
Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the 4th as the kick's away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone.
And a big mistake on the return. He's out of bounds at his own 1-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
On 1st down, it's gone. Flush to his right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that will